Hey guys, and welcome to episode 1 of BaHumBUG. So, special education.
Okay, let's introduce ourselves first. I am Angel Weaver, and this is...
Winley Adams.
We are
Seniors
from a high school somewhere in South Carolina, and...
This is South Carolina based, guys, okay? So we're gonna get into some nitty gritty.
Politics.
No, thank you.
We'll get into politics.
Oh, no, we won't.
Anyways, we are best friends. We've known each other for 4 years now. 4?
This would be our 4th year knowing each other, yes. Oh, please.
Sorry.
Oh, Lord.
So we decided that we wanted to start a podcast of us having what we would consider normal conversation.
Because we're insane.
I don't think insane.
Because we are insane.
I think insane is underplaying it. We're like a special kind of mentally deranged.
That's a good segue into our first topic.
Oh my god, it is! Good job! We're so good at this.
We're good at this,
So
guys.
special education.
We were special ed kids.
Okay, we were different kind of special ed
we were
kids.
on the opposite spectrum of special
You see,
ed.
this one can't read.
I can't spell.
That's fair
I
enough,
can
sorry.
read. Mostly.
It takes you like 30 minutes to read a
Listen.
text that I sent.
No, that's just because I forget to respond.
Sure.
Golly gosh.
Gulp.
Anyway, you were on the smart end of the special education.
So I was in talent development for like most of my elementary school life, and then we had that beta club thing. That was that's not really. But anyways, talent development was so fucking weird. Because essentially for like an hour out of my elementary school day, I would go to a different room where everyone else was smarter than me.
And you were like the dumb kid of the smart class.
That's how I always am. I'm the dumb kid of the smart class.
I wouldn't say that. I feel like you are smart, you just don't put it to use.
Me. Anyways, our teacher, I don't remember what he taught out of talent development, but I remember one day I brought a Rubik's Cube that I liked playing with. I had no idea how to solve it at the time. I still don't know how to solve one. I used to know how to solve one, but anyways, I didn't know how to solve it at the time, and I was playing with it in the talent development class, and he took it away from me. And the next day, he comes up to me in the hallway, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I forgot to give this back to you." And he gives it back to me completely solved. He just decided to solve it for me. This kid isn't getting anywhere.
Bro took it from you because he thought you were too dumb to solve it.
He was right.
He was in fact correct.
So how was your special development classes?
So growing up, I was in a lot of different classes throughout elementary school because of the circumstances in my household. I wasn't able to progress as quickly as other kids, I would say, because like my mom wasn't there to help me because she was always sick, and then my dad was always away at army. So I was like on my own, trying my best. I would say I was doing my best. I would say I was okay.
Your best.
I would say for a 5-year-old, I was doing pretty good.
You know
Guys,
what? Chugging along.
I remember it started at elementary school. They were like, "You're not feeling feelings, right?" So, so they put me in the guidance counselor's office where she'd show me emotion cards to try and get me to like do feelings correctly.
Oh, you were that kind of autistic.
I was that kind. And I'm not autistic. That's funny though. Now, moving on. First grade, I went into the you can't spell shit class. No, that was 2nd grade. I have to go into the pronouncing class first.
Oh, yeah.
So this was so weird, and I remember it so vividly. They would take you out of class, you had to walk all the way down to the front office, where then you would go through a door behind the front office desk into the hallway where the principal and the vice principal's offices were. And then you would go through the principal's office into another door, which was like a closet with one of those half circle desks that the teacher would sit on one side and the kids would like circle her. And I remember so vividly one day, she went, "Now, Winley, what does a U make? What sound does U make?" And I went, and she went, "Correct!" And I went, "Oh, I did it, guys. I was so smart." And I tried that again for the next one, and it did not work, guys.
What was the next one?
It was the W or
what
something.
does a capitalized E make? Wrong. Idiot.
You're
Dumb.
wrong.
Stupid.
You're so dumb you can't be in this class. No, but it did not work. It was like a W or something.
Whoa. Correct.
Now, and then I remember the second grade, I went into the spelling class with Mr. Elliott, and I remember him very vividly because he had an eye patch and a glass eye. And he would not wear the glass eye very often because it would scare kids when he would look one direction and one eye would stay pointing forward.
Did he teach you how to pronounce your R's?
No. That was my Lisp teacher.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. She helped. I was in that class.
But he was a pirate, right?
I had a speech impediment, which is why I was in yes, he was a pirate.
Okay, good to know.
He also taught me Spanish. Now, in 5th grade. Now, moving on. From that class, I went into 4th grade. I went into your depressed classroom because my mom died.
Oh, right, yeah. Winley lore.
Winley lore, my mom is dead.
This will come up often.
This will come up very frequently.
Anyways.
And she brought me into a classroom. I remember one day specifically, trigger warning, she brought into a kid who was like kindergarten, 1st grade, and I was in 5th grade at this point. Because I was in her class, I was in her for 4th through 5th, part of 5th grade. And this is actually the reason my dad made me stop going to this counselor, because she sucked, first of all. And also because she brought in this like 1st grader and was like, "So, I feel like y'all are in similar circumstances because his dad just died and your mom is dead." And I was like, "Oh, shoot, real shit?" And she was like, "I have to go grab a paper from the office, so sit down." And she sat me down across from him at the table she had in there. And she looked at him and she went, "Tell Winley how your dad died." And then she left the room.
What the fuck?
And he proceeded to look me dead in the eyes, this like 1st grader, and with like the best pronunciation of every word ever, I think. Bro had been traumatized into geniusness, I think. But
Most geniuses were.
And he was like, I walked into my dad's room and he was hanging from a braid. Bro's dad hung himself. And she literally was like, "They're similar. Right? Cancer."
For context.
My mom died of cancer.
Not suicide.
She did not kill herself. And she just decided, she didn't ask my dad. She didn't ask this other kid's parents. She just, like, I was actually starting to actually do good. Like, regaining, like, being a person. And she literally just, like, I went home and I was like, I had to start over. Like, that brought me back so much because I was so young.
So, name and address?
So you think I haven't been hunting? No.
I've kept track of that bitch.
She deserves what's coming.
I have her IP address.
Imagine she listens to this, like, random stumbles upon it and listens to it, and she's like, "Oh shit.
Oh, hey! Winley created a podcast. I should look in on how it is. I haven't seen him in so long."
She doesn't work at that school anymore.
Well, she might remember you.
She stopped working there very quickly after that incident.
Yeah. I mean...
My papa was not happy.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. I was not allowed to see her.
That makes sense. Thank God.
That was the end of my special education journey.
Oh my God. It sounds like you had such a fun time.
I was in the dumb spectrum.
I mean, the only emotional problem that I had to struggle with through elementary school was, in elementary school, I had anger issues. I had big anger issues, which is why I'm such a mellow guy now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You're so mellow.
So very mellow and chilled out. I'm just a chill out dude who doesn't care about anything. Anyways, Okay, but I did.
Really? Are you? Are you? Anyway.
But yeah, so I had it. Sorry.
Tell me about your anger issues.
Yeah, so my anger, a memory that I specifically have was you know how, like, in elementary school, when you went from one place to the other, in my school at least, you had a teacher who taught you every class. Not like different teachers for every class. You had one teacher who would just teach a different subjects.
Yeah.
So,
like in elementary school?
Yeah, we would. Yeah. So I think we were either going to the cafeteria or recess because we were in a line. You know, we had the line. And, see, I don't know if this was, like, autism or just me being a bitch.
I think it was just you being a bitch.
But a kid cut in front of me in the line, and I started screaming and sobbing. So much to the point that the teacher...
I retract my statement.
So much to the point that the teacher had to pull me out of the line. He yelled at me, one. Yeah, he was like my favorite teacher at that time, and then he yelled at me for that.
But you should have been crying. He cut in front of you.
Exactly. That bitch cut in front of me.
Bitch! That whore!
Yeah. God, I'll never forgive you, Jessica. No, I have no idea what her fucking name was.
Oh, it was a girl?
Yeah.
You should have punched her.
Mama said you don't punch girls.
Mama is a girl.
Oh. I didn't know that. I just choked on my coffee. Anyways.
I just spit out my chocolate milk.
But this was like an often occurrence. I would start screaming and crying at the littlest of things in every class. I remember there was one class where I
was a major tattletale.
I started crying in class because I thought the teacher hated me.
Oh. I mean, fair.
Yeah, so I thought the teacher hated me because I was a loud and obnoxious kid, and I got called out a lot by the teacher. She would like tell me to stop being loud and obnoxious. And so whenever like I thought she's picking on me, she's pointing me out, I hate it. And so I would start screaming and crying. I was a bitch of a kid.
I remember crying because my teacher changed her name. She got married, and I couldn't, like, every time I would get it wrong, she would correct me because she wanted people to use her new name.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
And I thought she was gonna hate me because I could not. That's the creepiest door. I thought she hated me because I couldn't get her name right. I called her mom one time.
That's definitely not her name.
This was kindergarten though, so my mom was still alive. So I went home embarrassed.
Good to know that it wasn't you projecting your mother onto a different person.
This was not projecting. Hi.
Yeah. My little sister just walked in. Hi.
Hi, Lady K.
Come over here.
Daddy.
Hi.
My mom spilled coffee on her.
You spilled coffee on yourself?
Put the coffee cup on top of the car. And then I leaned in to buckle her seatbelt, and the coffee fell off of the car and spilled hot coffee all over my neck and my hair, and my neck hurts, and I burned myself.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
Hi.
If it makes you feel better, a couple days ago I put my books on top of my car, and then I started driving. And all my books and papers went everywhere, all over the parking lot. My pencils were everywhere.
All of the stories. Do not put things on the top of your car.
Yeah, don't put things on top of your car.
I was driving past them at that point, and I like pulled up to them, rolled my window down, and went, "What you doing?"
No, you went, "Are you okay?"
That is, I said, "Are you okay?"
Well,
She's pretty nice on her.
Oh yeah, I would hope so. So what we're doing is we're recording from this mic. We're recording audio for a podcast.
Do you want to say hi?
What do you want to say to the podcast? You don't know? You don't have anything to say?
No.
What's your biggest opinion?
don't put coffee on top of the car.
Give us a hot take.
What's a hot take, Galen? What's your favorite color?
Purple.
You heard it here, folks.
Hot take, purple's awesome.
Purple is amazing. Okay. Okay.
So I was a special one. So you had anger issues. is what you're saying.
I did have anger issues. I did have big anger issues as a kid. But I don't know if I ever got counseling for them or if I just locked in. I don't remember. I don't remember ever getting like counseling for my anger issues, but maybe it was like a covert thing where like my parents brought me to this guy, and then this guy would like, it wasn't specified it was for my anger issues or something. I don't know. I wouldn't remember that.
Were your parents together at this point?
No.
Okay.
My parents separated when I was 7. Ra-ta-ta-ta. I'm in the ghetto.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
When I was a kid, I had eye therapy.
You're wearing glasses right now. Did it not work?
No, I had
Did
glasses.
your eyes stay depressed?
I was legally blind. I was legally blind, and I remember summer school. They would pull me out of summer school, and I would go, not like summer school, but it was like a camp. Like, it was like a daycare.
Okay.
I wasn't
Day
I wasn't that dumb,
Day
guys.
camp?
Yeah, day camp. Thank
Okay.
you. So I would
Yeah,
get pulled
I'm
out.
a scout.
I would get pulled out, and I pulled out, and they
You're talking about yourself as you were a child.
and I was pimping.
Yeah, I'll be pimping all these hoes.
What can I say? I was pimping all these toes.
Never
Now,
again. Nope.
I remember going to this room, and I remember I did this for like 2 years, and it was to improve my eyesight because I had an eye patch because my right eye was taking over.
Did you just check which?
No, my left eye was.
Did you just? They did the thing where you check the left or right of your hands to
My
just
left-
see, and they got it wrong.
My left eye was taking over my right eye, and I had to, and they were trained, so I had to put an eye patch on my left eye in order to strengthen my right eye, and then and I remember my goodbye present when I like graduated, like my eyes were finally good enough to
Okay.
where I didn't need the therapy anymore. It was like it would naturally progress.
We hope
or
to
degress.
never see you again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's also because I reached an age where the therapy wouldn't work anymore.
Okay. Yeah. makes sense.
Because I was done. Like it would.
And so that's why you're still blind.
That's why I'm still blind.
Okay,
I
good.
mean, my eyes are getting better, guys. They are still getting thinner though. They did something for me. But
That's
I remember my goodbye present was. Do you know the twister we have in my house?
Is that your goodbye?
That was my
present?
goodbye present.
Okay, you can finally see the circles. you
You
can
see
play the game
circles
now.
now. You can do it. Yeah. That was my goodbye present.
I wore an eye patch for like a week in. Was it intermediate? No, it was my last year of middle school. My last year of middle school, I wore an eye patch for like a week because so this was late into the year.
This was 8th grade.
Yeah, 8th grade, late into the year, and we had a substitute teacher, and you know how middle schoolers get when there's a substitute teacher? It's awful. So we were throwing shit in class. We were just doing whatever the fuck we wanted to.
Right.
And this was during COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had those those 3-part dividers
Yeah.
with the screens. So those screens had little black corners that would keep the 3 screens together. A kid picked it up, chucked one at my face, and it ended up scratching my eye.
Oh my god.
Thank God it didn't scratch my cornea. So like the important
scar?
part. No, I don't have a scar. If it scratched my cornea, I would have impaired vision.
Yeah.
So it didn't scratch there.
No,
It
yes.
scratched the white part out.
Right.
The only reason I have impaired vision right now would be astigmatism.
Right.
But so it scratched that. So I had to get a medical eye patch to wear for like a week.
Mine was like a sticker.
No, it was like
Yeah, no, I know.
imagine like one of those complex face masks, but just for your eye.
Yeah.
It was not comfortable at all.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, and he was forced to write an apology to me, and he never talked to me again.
I wouldn't either. You fucking tattletale.
Bro sent me to the doctor.
You sent me to the ER. What do you mean?
No, I don't think it was the ER.
I remember.
Actually, was it? I don't know.
I
Anyways.
did dance as a kid. I was a ballerina. And I remember. I did my twinkle toes. Please no.
Delicious.
So big. It spikes every time you laugh. It does that.
Oh, it's gonna be fun to edit. Anyways.
And I remember going to school, and I was waiting to go to after school because I was an after school kid. No big brag. And subtle flex. And
Your parents didn't love you.
my parents were very busy. and what the fuck? And I started getting I got a cramp in my stomach, and I was like, oh my god. This was 4th grade. I was like, oh my god. Wait, no. 3rd grade. This was 3rd grade. It's like, oh my god, my stomach hurts. And then it went away, so I was like, oh, chill, I'm fine. Guys, it's chill. I'm cool. But then it came back worse, and it kept doing that. It would go away and come back worse until it was like a constant pain. And everybody went outside because we had an outside time, and I couldn't get up out of the chair. And my dad finally arrived. They tried calling him, but he didn't answer because, army. And, military shit. And
Yeah, I can't wait to be that kind of father.
calling and not around.
Well, no, because I'm going to the Navy.
Oh, yeah. And so he finally...
You just thought I was, wanting to be a deadbeat dad. I don't even have a job. The school just calls me and I go, which kid is that again? I don't fucking like him.
I don't like that one.
You can keep him.
Their mom will be there in an hour or so.
I'll have a private jet for mama or something.
And Can I keep going?
Yeah, I just spilled coffee and it got pretty close to the computer. Actually, it got on the computer, but not the important part.
Yeah.
There we go.
The unimportant part
There
of
we
the
go.
computer.
Yeah.
And
The part that doesn't matter,
yeah, the very useless part of the computer. And so, my dad had to carry me to the car, like Princess Bride style or whatever. And you know how they princess style?
You said Princess Bride
Yeah.
style, like the movie and book.
I was thinking about the movie, sorry. But princess style.
Yes, I know Princess Carrie, yeah.
And he carried me all the way. He carried me to the car, and he was like, do you want to stop at home first? And I was like, no! Take me to the hospital! Because my mom worked at the hospital. Fun fact, more lore. My mom worked at the hospital.
That, I think I knew.
And you did know that. And so we got there, and my dad was like, my child's in pain. I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair, I think. And because they don't like you carrying injured people into the hospital, for some fucking reason. And
Yeah, some weird reason.
So I got back immediately because my mom worked there. I had privileges or whatever. And
Nepo baby.
exactly. And my finger hurt. And
Oh,
I got pricked by a thorn yesterday. And I was scanning some flowers.
I'm so sorry.
And I had to snap back into it. And so I get back immediately, and they do an ultrasound, and they were like, oh, so you have an ovarian contortion, which is...
In the 3rd grade was when you had your ovarian contortion?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And for anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's basically...
Pretty fucking self-explanatory.
It's when your ovaries flip over themselves and start suffocating themselves.
And for people who don't know what ovaries are, when a mommy and daddy love each other...
Shut up. Ovary.
Ovarian.
Bulb inside.
Okay, yeah, that, thank you, doctor. Thank you, I was very confused there.
An ovary. The bulb inside.
Yes, you have a ball inside of you. It go, baby. Hoo-ha.
no. And you see the spikes when you laugh.
It spikes every time I laugh like that.
And you laugh like that all the time. Look.
I know where you sleep.
No, look.
Yes, I'm an emotional person. I express myself in
Loudly.
Yes.
My laugh.
Yeah, you laugh in reverse. You go, I don't know how I'm gonna edit around this. Okay, breathe. We need to talk. Okay,
What was I saying?
on to another topic.
Oh yeah, I had surgery, and on the way in,
Oh yeah.
I started doing Elvis impressions at the surgeon.
Okay, you have a.
Because I was loopy from the medicine they give me, so I was like, but at the surgeon.
You had an ovarian contortion. Mama.
You have an ovarian contortion. Oh,
Hey. Ovarian contortion.
Mama, striking him, mama.
Mama.
Oh, mama.
I don't think either of us have ever heard Elvis Presley.
I love Elvis.
Actually, so that's funny. In my dual credit government class, why are you looking at me like that?
I'm trying to do normal eye contact. Am I failing?
I don't like it. Anyways, in my dual credit government class, so yesterday, no, not yesterday, 2 days ago, because we were not going to be able to have school Friday, we kind of just decided, maybe today is just a fuck all day, okay? We're not going to do much. So, among other things, we played a game about being a presidential candidate. Mm-hmm. We did, that blind karaoke thing? Where, you stand with your back to the screen and they play a karaoke song and you have to get the words right.
Right, yeah.
So, we did that with Hamilton, because,
Obviously.
Government and stuff.
Right.
And, one other thing that our government teacher made us watch, because he loves Elvis Presley, he has an entire corner in the room dedicated to Elvis Presley.
Real shit?
What?
Real shit?
Okay. And he showed us the last video of Elvis Presley, the last performance of Elvis Presley before he died.
Yeah.
I never realized how much weight Elvis Presley gained in his later life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was
I always
barely able to stand during the performance. He was out of breath.
Yeah, I noticed that. He did not look like he was doing well.
He wasn't doing well because he was on a lot of drugs, so he was about to overdose.
Yeah.
Really, and he had gained a lot of weight because of his lifestyle.
Yeah, I read about that afterwards.
He was depressed because his wife had left. She had took his daughter with him.
Priscilla,
yeah.
Yeah. There was a movie about that or something.
The Elvis movie.
I heard there was a movie about Priscilla.
Oh.
Did you never see the ads for that? Yeah, I think
saw the
the
Elvis
child of Elvis helped make it or something like that. And I wanted to watch it. I don't know. I biopics are a weird genre for me. I don't like most biopics, but I was interested by that one because I saw good reviews. But
Right.
I also want to watch Weird, the biopic about Weird Al Yankovic, because it looks so fucking funny.
I saw the Elvis one, but I never saw the... Sorry, I was trying to make eye contact with you earlier, but I was thinking about it too hard. I was focusing...
Okay, but you were, you weren't facing me, you were going... You were giving me that bombastic side eye.
I thought I was facing you.
No, you weren't. You were going... You were looking to the side of me and turning your eyes in the most suspicious way. Like that, yeah, like that. See? It's creepy. It's not a normal thing.
For anyone wondering, the Angel's kind of diagonal to me, and I was looking straight forward and then looking diagonal at them with the most intense eyes possible because I was trying eye contact, but I was focusing on it way too hard.
And bro says he's not autistic.
I'm
anyways.
not!
I don't know why I used he for you, Ray. I think it's because I used bro too. Yo, bro, what's up? You're gonna fail in college.
I already have. I can't figure out how to apply. There's a college.
Do you need help with that? I
Yes,
can help with that.
Please, I can't figure out what one I'm supposed to be clicking on.
Okay, I'll help you with that. Anyways, we'll do that later.
The buttons. The buttons.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? Anyways, what was I
And-
gonna talk about? Oh, right.
Weird Al?
What?
Weird Al Yankovic?
So, well, actually, yeah, so I saw a review of the biopic about Weird Al Yankovic,
Right.
and it was literally just saying that the entire premise was a play on Weird Al, because, you know, Weird Al, his entire thing is making parodies about popular songs, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of cliches in the biopic genre. For people who don't know, biopic means biographic picture, as in a film that's a biography about a person. So you got the Elvis, you've got Piano Man, you've got
Princess.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, what? There's the one about Elton John.
I think that's Piano Man.
That is okay.
Anyway, or is it Rocket Man? It's
I think
either
it's
Rocket
Man.
Rocket Man is right. Yeah.
It was so good though.
I am not a fan of that genre.
am.
Because a lot of the time, a lot of the things are just falsified or exaggerated for the purposes of being a movie, and a lot of the time, the movies aren't that great.
Yeah, but when you go into it, you know that things are going to be exaggerated.
Fair enough.
You know.
Weird was an entire parody on that genre. It was about Weird Al, but everything was made up. And the only things that weren't entirely made up about his story were his songs that were sung in it. And it was oh my god, the guy playing Weird was this, what's the name of the actor who plays Harry Potter?
Oh. We'll just refer to him as
The guy who there's a picture of him holding guns. It's funny.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter. So Harry Potter played Weird Al, and apparently, like, that was just because Weird Al saw him once and was like, if there's ever a movie about me, I want that guy playing me.
Did you hear about the thing where what's her name that made the Harry Potter books?
J.K. Rowling?
She tried to take Harry Potter's first child.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So
The actor for Harry Potter?
Mm-hmm. Basically, when he was young, because she's a psychopath.
Yes, we know
She's
this.
so twisted. In his contract, she put that if he signed this, she got the rights to his firstborn child. And he's married now, and he had, like, I think it was a year or two ago, he had his first child. And she literally was like, I have this contract.
That's like a witch thing to do.
You have to give me your
That
child.
is-
So she tried to sue him because he wouldn't give her his child.
That's literally like
Obviously, she lost.
a deal with the devil thing. Like, if I...
Also, it's like, he was like 9.
I'll give you infinite wealth and fame if you give me your firstborn child and your soul.
He was like 10 when
that's
he
like
signed it.
that's a deal with the devil kind of thing.
He was like
what the
10
fuck?
when he signed it, so obviously he didn't really know what he was getting into. Like, it was crazy because she did this with a literal child who did not, he didn't even know, like, if he was gonna have kids, you know, in the future.
So is she just like a villain out of a Bond
Yes!
movie?
She's just a villain, man.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I have to let
Pookie!
Okay, no, I'm sending them downstairs.
Aw. So anyway, she is a villain from a Bond movie. I have hot chocolate. No, I have chocolate milk.
You have cold chocolate.
I have chocolate milk, and you have coffee.
Because I'm a grown-ass man and you are a little petite fucking child.
I hate coffee so
Yeah,
much.
that's because you're a little petite fucking
The
child.
smell of it makes me nauseous.
Nothing like a cold cup of coffee on a fine morning.
Cold?
Yeah, it got cold. Okay.
Cold cup?
So, okay, here's something interesting I noted this morning.
Right.
So I was talking to my stepmother about southern states because she's from Maryland, and it's always been a debate between me and her whether Maryland is a southern state or not. Your thoughts? Is Maryland a southern state?
Can I see a map?
Yes, I'll pull up a map for you. Fucking
Thank
hell.
you. I'm gonna throw this away real quick. May I map?
U.S. map, images.
What's this?
Okay, so there's South Carolina for context.
Right.
That's Virginia, right?
Right.
That purple state right above it, that's Maryland.
Well, but now you're in North.
You think that's north?
North. And then North. And then South North Carolina.
I don't know. It's below the Mason-Dixon line. So, context, Mason-Dixon line is the Missouri Compromise line.
Right.
That was essentially, you know, you had the southern states before the Civil War
Right.
that wanted slaves. So the Mason-Dixon line was created saying, hey, any new states that enter the territory below this line, they're fine to have slaves. That was the Missouri Compromise.
That's a bad comment.
Yeah. There were some bad choices made all around. You know, having slaves in general. I'd say, hot take, bad idea.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Maryland is below the Mason-Dixon line because they had slaves and they kept the slaves. They stayed in the Union. They didn't secede during the Civil War, but they had slaves. Even during the Civil War, they had slaves. But anyways, so something I noted was that a lot of southern states have their own like flavor / spice in their cuisine, but northern states don't.
Right.
You know, like Carolina barbecue.
Yes.
You have there's four predominant barbecues in the U.S. You have Carolina barbecue, Texas barbecue, Kansas City barbecue, which accounts for both Kansas and Missouri, which I believe are southern states, and what's the last one? Memphis barbecue. Did I say that? Yeah, I Memphis barbecue. So all of those southern states.
Right.
Tennessee, you'd say that's a southern state. It's bordering South Carolina. Nashville hot chicken. Florida, they have Gator Bites. Texas, they also have Tex-Mex, which is another flavor of food. Oh, good job. That's a coloring book for fucking children.
I got distracted.
For context, they picked up one of my sister's coloring books and started playing with it, and then they held it up to show me, like a proud kid showing their mama
It's
a
not
picture
even,
they
like-
drew. It's not even a coloring book. It's like one of those books with the magic marker.
It's
and you
water.
You draw on it and it exposes a picture. Anyways, so those southern...
It was hard, okay? I did it. It was a hard work.
Yeah. Anyways.
I was waiting for it to end, like, to only see the line. Then I was gonna say something.
Editing that out. So, okay. So these only southern states have these flavors.
Right.
That's just something I noticed. Like,
So Maryland doesn't? Or
Maryland does. Have you ever heard of Old Bay? That's from Maryland.
Oh, then they're southern.
Yeah, really. They are southern.
Them is southern.
And my stepmother texted her best friend who lives in Boston about this, and she asked, what flavor do you have in Boston that's unique to Boston and or Massachusetts? And she responded, freedom. Freedom. And
Me and freedom chicken.
Kentucky Freedom Chicken. Freedom Fried Chicken.
Me and my freedom is seasoned with chicken.
Anyways, yeah, I'll take my freedom with a side of chicken.
I'll take my freedom with a set of chips.
Shut up. Anyways.
Wait, I want to say something
Go
to
ahead.
the people.
No, I'm editing this out. Anyways, I know where you sleep.
Do you?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. I've been there. I've watched you. In the walls. Bye-bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Okay.
Do you know Lance Bass
Lance Bass?
from NSYNC?
Yes, only because
He's gay.
a lot of NSYNC was, yeah.
I know, he's very gay. But I'm watching The Circle.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. Only because of The Circle.
Yeah,
I watched
I
The Circle. His assistant
He's on there, yeah.
was on there.
I'm on season 2.
Yeah, I kind of stopped watching during season 2 because, like, I don't know. Season 2
How far
just,
did you get?
like, halfway through.
Yeah.
Season 2 just didn't have that, like, spark that I liked from season 1.
Did you see the part where 2 people were in one room?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten past
I
it.
wasn't interested. I don't know. It was just, like, the spark wasn't there, you know?
Oh, the spark is getting back. The spark is coming back, baby. Baby Gronk.
Never again.
For anyone who doesn't know, this is my baby Gronk.
And this is my Pookie.
You're not my Pookie.
You're not my baby Gronk.
Arlo is my Pookie.
And Arlo's my baby Gronk. Arlo's my boyfriend. Just context. Yeah, and they're single.
I'm very single.
Because they refuse to ask out anyone.
There's a guy I like, but I'm not.
And are you gonna ask him out?
Okay, I have an idea.
Oh, spit.
So I've been so we are, you know, the plush, the Harry the Happy Dragon plush
Yeah.
that we were selling.
Uh-huh.
So me and him were joking about me buying one, and he wants a hat from work, and so I was gonna be like, haha, I bought it, and then I was like, and then he's gonna be like, oh, are you? This all depends on his responses to what I say.
So what's your plan? Wait, what's your ideal universe here? What happens?
He's like, oh shit. So he's like, he'll be like, no, you didn't. And I'll be like, do you want proof? I'll send you a picture. Give me your number. And then he'll be like, okay. And then I'll send him a picture, and then we'll be forever happy. Give me my thing back.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's not a good plan, I know.
Just, I think the better plan would be just asking him for his number.
But that's so awkward.
No,
What if
it's
he
not.
Says, what if he says no?
Then he says no.
Yeah, but then it's awkward.
No, it's fucking not.
I can't look someone in the eyes after I've been.
Yeah, that's because you're a social recluse.
Oh.
You're like Golem.
My precious.
Yeah, you just stay in your little cave. If you have to make eye contact with someone, you go. You literally couldn't make eye contact with me properly without overthinking it. Yeah, exactly.
Listen, my dog is my ring, and I will just.
My precious, you're just petting her very slowly, like that one villain from TV Wonder.
Oh, like the cat, like the white cat. That one's
I've
up.
been expecting you.
But it's just like
$1 billion.
she's like attacking me because she's violent.
She's a violent dog.
Violent. Not like a bad violent for anyone who's wondering. Just like a kind of molesty violent.
I'd say that's a bad violent. Hot take, molesting is bad.
I don't think that's hot. I think that's quite cold.
I think that's actually a frozen take. Frozen in social standard.
I think
that
that
molesting is very bad.
That is literally dry ice.
It is fucking Antarctica. It is absolute zero.
Santa Claus.
What?
You said Antarctica. I thought of Santa Claus. I met
Why do you
Santa.
You did?
I was like, he was like, I usually turn my beard around it. He was like this white, like snow white beard and mustache, and I was like, oh, I like your beard. And he was like, oh yeah, I usually trim it around December. And I was like, oh, is that because of the Santa allegations? And he was like, and then he whipped out a business card, and it said Mr. Claus, and it had a picture of him as Santa.
So, I have something bad to tell you.
He's not real, I know.
Santa's not real. I'm so
How
sorry
did
to
your
break
parents
this to you.
tell you Santa wasn't real?
I don't know, actually. I think I always, I didn't always know it, but at some point I just kind of, realized it, because I was, a smart kid who, at some point I also realized, God.
No. Me when my mom died. Anyway, my dad wrote a letter and then put it on the coffee table in the living room, and then went outside to smoke a cigarette while he waited for me to find it.
What the fuck? What? Okay, but like, yeah. So I kind of always knew, but like I pretended to not know because my parents didn't
I believed fully.
want me to know. So it actually, there's like a quote about that where it's like, parents don't tell kids that Santa isn't real because they don't want their kids to have the specialty ruined. But kids don't tell their parents they know Santa isn't real because they want to have that special time with their parents. So that it's about the social contract theory where both parties are. Because I'm queer, you know this. Both parties are sort of pretending to are holding this kind of contract, this kind of idea, without the knowing about the other party, but of the understanding that it is an important thing that needs to be upheld. It's like a common thing.
My dad upheld shit.
Yeah, don't get me started on your dad.
No, please, hot take us.
Oh, your dad's a fucking asshole. I hope he listens to this podcast. No, I really fucking hope not. No, yeah, your dad is. In case you're listening, Mr. Adams, you're a very respectable guy. Anyways, he sucks.
He put a Trump sign in our front yard.
A Veterans for Trump.
Veterans for Trump, yeah.
Or
Trump for veterans.
Yeah. I thought we weren't going to talk about politics.
He also bought a shirt with Trump on.
Oh my god, the LGBT shirt.
Yeah.
Liberty, beer, guns, and Trump. Yeah.
It would have been so much better if it said titties.
I still don't think it would, actually.
It would have been better than Trump.
I guess, yeah, titties are better than Trump. Hot take, guys.
Hot take, boobs better than Trump.
Boobs equal better than Trump? ? That's what this episode's going to be titled.
Two special ed kids.
Two special ed kids talk about boobs and Trump. Now that's clickbait. Don't worry about it. Those are my old drawings from when I was in 5th grade or some shit.
It's impressive that's lasted you since 5th grade.
I don't draw ever.
I do.
Anyways, I only drew because...
Me? No.
Okay. Anyways, but your dad, he put he put a Trump sign outside, and he thinks the moon landing was fake. Their dad thinks the moon landing was faked.
Do you want to hear his reasons?
Yeah, I would love to hear his reasons. I know them, but I would love for them to hear his reasons.
Who was recording?
What?
Who was recording it?
Well, us, but
No.
What?
The moon landing.
Oh, right.
Who was filming it?
Well, Stanley Kubrick, obviously.
But how was he outside if Neil Armstrong was the first one? How was he already outside of the aircraft if Neil Armstrong was the first one to take steps on the moon?
There's no actual footage of Neil Armstrong. Well, there is footage of Neil Armstrong taking the steps, but it's from the perspective of Neil Armstrong because he had the camera.
No.
So NASA, back when they were trying to fight the space race.
Why haven't we gone again?
We actually are, but
why haven't we sent more humans there?
Because it's useless. There's no fucking reason to. Anyways, so back in the 1960s when NASA was trying to win the space race, they realized that we couldn't get to the moon, and so they hired Stanley Kubrick, and they said, okay, we need you to fake the moon landing for us. And so he tried really hard to do that. He hired actors. He tried to figure out the lighting of the moon. If you don't know, the lighting of the moon, it's you have, because of how the sun is positioned to the moon, the shadows are weird. So you would have to buy lasers to create the shadow correctly. And he saw that was really expensive. And so he said, all right, guys, to cut down on costs, we're just going to film on set. We're going to film on location. Yeah.
That's a funny little guy.
Funny little guy.
Funny guy. What a funny guy.
What a jokester. Anyways,
do you want to cut this in an hour?
What?
Do you want to cut this off in an hour?
Do you want to?
Sure.
Okay, hour sounds cool. That's gonna make the actual episode about 45 minutes. 'cause
Exactly,
We're
that's
gonna
what I
cut
was-
out a good bit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, do you have any other topics you'd
You
like
have
to talk?
11 minutes. Entertain me.
We actually only have 10 minutes.
You have 10 minutes. Chop, chop. Entertain me.
Heidi ho, potato, potato, potato. I don't know.
Okay. What? You ate my lobster?
You are my lobster.
you
This is
are.
my mother's computer, and that's something she says with her husband
What is, why?
because she's.
I don't
know.
get it.
You are my lobsters. They are each other's lobsters.
Did you say lobsters?
Lobsters.
Lobsters?
Lobster.
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 Lobster. Your
Um,
hair is progressively getting shorter as this recording goes on. It started
Oh, that's
like
'cause it's
down.
drying.
I know, it started like down here and it's progressively going up and like in.
Yeah, I have a really curly hair, and whenever it dries, it like
Yeah.
shrinks up a little. And it bunches up a ton, or it gets really frizzy and poops
shapes and
out
colors.
a ton. Shapes and colors, the likes of which I've never seen before.
What's that thing? It's like Mabel from Gravity Falls. She eats all that
The fun dip, and she sees
the
like.
puppy dog dip. I
Yeah,
think it is.
yeah. Fun fact, actually, that character is a canonical like god in Gravity Falls.
Who? Mabel?
No, the puppy
Oh,
dogs.
yeah,
They
no, I
are supposedly in canon strong enough to beat Bill Cipher,
Yeah.
which is hilarious. And I actually,
You have one. Is it puppy dog?
I have multiple puppy dogs.
You have the puppy dog.
I have multiple puppy dogs. You do too.
I do.
I don't know if you could call Bailey a puppy dog.
He is a puppy by heart.
He's like a grown man who's angry at the world for his
He
age.
should be sitting on a porch, like, get off
He
my
yells
lawn.
at the kids, like he go, "You darn kids, get on my lawn!"
He does yell at Pebs.
He yells at everyone. He doesn't like anyone.
He likes me and my dad. Actually, he likes my brother and my dad. He growls at me a lot.
He hates you.
He hates me. It's because I was really young when we got him. So I
Homophobia.
wasn't exactly. So I wasn't able to really help train him. So my dad and my brother really trained him. So it's like he just doesn't listen to me that much.
That's fair.
But on the other hand, like Pebbles listens to me more than she listens to anyone else because I trained her.
Yeah, that makes sense. We're currently in the process of training Hunter.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
He's such a good boy.
Don't get him wild up. He was laying down.
Here,
Jeez.
baby boy. Yes, come here.
Okay, anyways. Sometimes I think you like my dogs more than you like me.
I would never. Oh, no, baby boy. Yes. Oh, yes.
This is what I have to deal with.
Oh, you're such a good boy.
This is what I have to deal with, okay?
You're such a good boy. Is that right? Are you such a good boy?
So anyways, you want to talk about world politics?
No.
Why not?
We have 7 minutes, and I don't want to spend our last 7 minutes talking about world politics.
So let's talk about the U.S. Constitution and how it is flawed.
What if we pivoted?
Pivoting?
What if
I
we-
love pivoting.
What if we pivoted out of this pivoting conversation?
But this is so pivotal.
But the pivoting constitution of the pivoting states is not very pivotal to me.
But
I don't enjoy pivoting
your
into
pivotal
that
rights.
I don't enjoy pivoting into pivot.
You should know your pivotal rights.
I do know my pivotal rights, but I don't want to pivot into this pivot.
But our pivotal rights are important, and they are not fully covered by the pivitational constitution.
Okay? We can talk about this pivotal conversation another day, but not in our last 7 minutes of this pivotal podcast.
Shut up. That's just a minute of us saying pivotal.
What the pivot are you talking about?
Shut up.
Cheers.
So like,
Are you pivoting?
no.
Are you pivoting right now?
No, stop that. Oh god, it's so loud. Stop. Okay, stop. I'm gonna have to cut all of that out. All of the dead space and the... Shut up. Okay.
You don't like my breath work?
I hate your breath work, actually.
I've
I
been
despise
training,
it.
man.
No, it's not how you train breath. Shut up.
I'm training for the Olympics.
Okay, what do you want to talk about for the last 5 minutes?
Do you want to talk about? How do you feel about sports?
So actually, I've been getting into hockey more recently. I told you, so before we started recording, I told you about the games between the Leafs and the Canadiens today. 2 days ago, the Canadiens and the Leafs actually played their first game of the preseason against each other. Not the first game that the Leafs played this preseason. They played the Senators first, which is like I'd say my second favorite, maybe third favorite team.
Right.
You have the Leafs, you have the Canes, which are probably my second favorite, and then you have the Senators. But the Leafs played against the Canadiens, and we fucking won because the Canadiens are fucking shit.
I thought you would like Canadians.
No, so in hockey, I mean you have my favorite team is the not the Blue Jays. Oh my god, that's baseball. The Leafs, the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Canadiens or the Habs. Don't ask. The Habs are Montreal. And they are the rivals of the Leafs. And I have been raised since I was born to be a Leafs fan, and I will always be a Leafs fan.
I don't like sports.
I've been getting into hockey really more recently.
I would say I'm more of a rugby person.
I'm going to a tailgate tomorrow with my family. We have Panthers tickets every week, and there you go. I don't go because I'm not a fan of football, but I will go to I like going to the tailgates because there's food. Right. That's really it. Free food, you know.
I'm a rugby person.
Rugby.
Yep.
Interesting.
I like the aggression.
So actually, in the Olympics, America won the rugby.
I know.
For like the first time in 80 years or something like that, which is fascinating. I didn't watch much of really anything in the Olympics other than boxing.
Growing up, I watched my dad play rugby. He was on a rugby team.
Really? That's fascinating.
But I love rugby.
Interesting.
I like the exercises they do during games to show how unified and like teamwork they are. Because some of the things that they do are like a scrimmage. You have to have teamwork, and you have to like know what everyone else is doing in order to win that.
Maybe we should go to a rugby game sometime.
Yeah. I'll go to a hockey if you go to a rugby.
I would love to take you to a hockey game.
I would love to take you to a rugby game.
January 9th is actually, the Leafs are coming to the PNC Stadium to fight the Canes. And I went to the last game that the Leafs played against the Canes before the playoffs of last year.
Right.
And sadly, the Leafs lost to the Canes, but, you know. Me.
I remember my dad telling me a story when he was playing rugby. He used to dislocate his shoulder a lot, and he dislocated it. He popped it back into socket and kept playing, and then he went to the hospital after the game ended.
Kind of, rugby, football related segue. Anyways, so my brother used to play a ton of football when he was younger. My brother Nate.
The pussy version.
Okay.
Rugby?
American football for any of our international fans.
For all our international fans on day one. American football.
Yeah. So my brother played football. He and he broke his growth plate in the middle of a game. So the growth plate in his right arm. And
does he have a baby arm now?
No, but it is like slightly shorter by like a fucking micrometer or something like that. So it's a really small difference, but you can notice it if he puts out his hand fully. But anyways, so he broke his growth plate in his right arm.
Which one is Nate?
Nate is my middle brother. The one that you've seen.
Peanut boy?
No, that's my oldest
Gay
brother.
boy?
Gay boy, yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so he went to my mother with his broken growth plate and said, my arm hurts. He couldn't feel that it was broken because of so much adrenaline. But essentially, he just went and told my mother that his arm hurts. But my mother looked at his broken arm swinging around and said, "Walk it off." And he went out and played the rest of the game with a broken arm.
Real shit.
Like, only after he finished the game did they go to the hospital and get him in a cast.
Oh, no.
Winley is like shoveling down a Fun Dip. Their teeth are entirely green. And they aren't even like dipping. They didn't dip the stick into the Fun Dip. They were scooping the sugar out with the stick and going.
Worth it.
Yeah, was it?
Some guy bought me a soda. He came into my line and went, "Hey, what's your favorite soda?" And I was like, because I don't drink soda that much.
Mm-hmm. True
Can you
wine,
even
I'd
hear
say.
me?
What?
Can you even hear me?
I think so. Maybe a little quieter. But
Okay,
if it's
but-
quiet, I'll...
Amp me up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I guess sometimes. And he was like, okay, what's your favorite one? I was like, probably Cheerwine or Fanta. And he was like, okay. And he like sped walk out of my line, leaving his cart. So I just started scanning stuff, you know? I was like, okay. Because a lot of people go and get like extra stuff. I work at a grocery store.
They work at Harris Teeter.
Don't tell them my location!
There are so many Harris Teeters in both the Carolinas. They already knew we lived in South Carolina.
I know.
So
Anyway.
I live at...
So, store number...
Okay.
And so he came back with the Fanta, and I was thinking he just wanted a recommendation or something for soda, for Sody Pop.
Mm-hmm.
And I scanned it, and I was like, would you like this now? And he went, oh, that's yours. And I went, really? And I kept drinking it because I'm a nice person, and I didn't want to waste his hard-earned money by just throwing it away, but I got such a migraine from the fizz.
Not a big fan of Fanta. I like pineapple Fanta.
But I finished it, and I had the worst headache ever. But I
Okay.
finished it.
That boy was flirting with you.
He was middle-aged. Man.
What? Was it a middle... Oh,
Yeah.
theory.
He buys a lot of the cashiers'
Okay.
sodas.
I don't know. I was imagining like a teenage boy
No.
buying you a Fanta. So I thought he was definitely
No,
flirting
it was
with
just
you.
like a middle-aged guy. He just buys cat.
Hey, Toots. You
Hey,
want a
Toots.
soda?
No, he was really nice. He buys all the, like, this guy I'm friends with, who's another cashier. He's gotten a soda like 2 or 3 times from this guy.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish people were that nice to me at Wendy's.
Hey, here's a Frosty from the place you work at that you
Yeah.
get many free Frosties
Yeah, I
from.
can just... I do eat like a Frosty of shift.
It's not healthy.
Not at all, but it's so delicious. I love ice cream.
Ever since I started working at Harris Teeter, I think I drink so much. Sorry, I think I drink so much water. I drink so much more water than I used to.
I have not been drinking a lot. I work right next to a soda machine, so
What, Mia Bojangles?
it's so unhealthy.
Yeah.
I remembered that I was like working for 8 hours, and I was like, wow, I didn't drink water this entire shift. And then I poured myself a cup of water and immediately had to go to the bathroom after finishing it. My bladder is destroyed. It is nothing at this point.
Bro, it shriveled.
It's like it looks like a dried prune by now.
I drink so much water, but I have the bladder of like a chipmunk. Like,
Someone I work with, she's like a 40-year-old woman, and she saw me drinking sodas, and she said, "Boy, you better stop drinking sodas so much. You're gonna hurt your livers." And I was like, "Yeah, but sodas taste so good." And she went, "Yeah, I have kidney stones." And she told me about like this grapefruit-sized cluster of kidney stones she's going to have to cut out. This was unprompted. I didn't ask. I didn't care. She just went, "Yeah, I have about I have a cluster this big in my kidney right now that they're gonna have to cut out. Each cluster a ton of smaller kidney stones clustered up together. It's blocking my kidney, so I'm having to go to the bathroom. She told me she was going to the bathroom more often. I was like, I don't need to know this woman.
Please stop. There's a lady I work with, complete opposite. She's so lovely. Her name's like, I'm not gonna say her name.
She's nice.
She's like 70, right?
I
She's
watched
like
a horror movie with her while I was working a shift. She's a nice person, but like she's just overshared at that point.
This lady is like we call her the wonderful Miss. Insert name. I'm gonna come up with a name. I'm gonna say her name is Beatrice. The wonderful Miss Beatrice. That's not her real name. Disclaimer. And she literally.
Her real name is Miss Robertson.
No, it is not. And that's literally wrong. Like, you didn't even guess right. And she is so
It's almost as if I wasn't trying to dox this woman.
And her address. And her husband's name.
Her credit card information is.
And the 3 digits on the back. And she's lovely. They call every time we're together. Keep in mind, I'm 17 and she's like, I don't even know. I'm gonna say, I want to be nice. I'm gonna say she's like 65. You know? But they call us dancing partners because when we're together, we're moving and grooving, man.
Nice.
Well, she's so awesome and she's funny and I love her and she's the highlight of my day. Other than that hot guy.
Yeah, hot guys are the highlight of my day.
Hot.
Specifically one hot guy, as in my boyfriend.
Specifically one hot guy that I'm never gonna get the number of.
Just ask for his number, man.
No.
Okay.
I feel like we should cut this off.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. All right, this has been
BaHumBUG.
This has been BaHumBUG. But this has been a great episode. I think this is a good place to start off. If you like our stuff, make sure to follow us on whatever platform you're listening on. I hope to be on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Play, whatever we can get on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
definitely YouTube though.
I'm gonna make a Twitter account for us.
Twitter?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually make social medias for us. Ooh. I don't know about any other social medias.
TikTok?
Maybe no.
If we start recording videos.
Yeah, if we ever start using a face cam, then I'll make TikToks for us, but I don't think so. Maybe an Instagram. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, because that means people from our school could see us.
That's true.
Anyways. We'll be avoiding Instagram at all costs.
We'll be avoiding people from our school at all costs.